Hello Cancer, welcome to your July 2023 monthly tarot reading, monthly messages from Spirit. So we have your overall energy for July, new ideas, golden pathways and joyful new connections. Beautiful energy for the month. We have additional messages and there's meaning and heaven. And then we have the 4-week breakdown of how the energies are likely to play out. We have the King of Wands, the Chariot, the Magician, and the Emperor. Wow. Jeepers, Cancer, wow. Look at this major arcana. Okay, let's start with your overall energy. So we have new ideas, golden pathways, and it says, I am a creator, creation flows through me. And I think, Cancer, I think you're coming to realize this, or I think actually probably with the tarot that's here, I actually think you're embracing this. I think you're embracing, you've got the Emperor here, you've got the Magician, your personal power, your authentic self. When we're authentic, when we're aligned, we manifest from a place of truth and a place of authenticity. I'm really getting that through in this reading for you, Cancer. It's like things are coming to you that are for you. You're moving towards things that are for you. And when I say the for you, I mean the for you, the authentic you. And I feel that in this energy, you're getting new ideas, you're getting new perspectives, you're getting new ways of moving forward. I just feel like with all this stuff going on around her head, I just feel like there's levels of understanding that's coming to you that you never had before. I just feel like you're no longer striving, you're being, you're doing, but you're no longer kind of like, oh, like I got this sensation of crawling, like, you know, trying to, you know, claw your way through things. Thank you, Spirit, that's beautiful. Claw your way through things. It's almost like there's this grace and this ease about you now. I think things are being revealed to you that maybe have just been just out of your reach, or maybe they've always been there maybe, but you just weren't able to see them or appreciate them or acknowledge them. And I feel, Cancer, that's what you're doing this month. And look at that, she's got a crab. Can you see that crab? And it's kind of on her solar plex chakra. That's your personal power, like this Emperor. That's where your personal power comes from. Your ability to be you, your ability to acknowledge your needs and your wants. That solar plex chakra is where we embody our true selves, who we are, flaws and all. You know, Cancer, and just feel like you're in a good place this month. And you know, happy birthday for the July Cancers. And I'm often, you know, I don't even think about that. I don't know that I've wished anybody a happy birthday, but I feel there's a significance for your birthday. Like there's a significance. I don't know, it's interesting that Spirit, you know, made me, like, even because I channel messages, I don't always link things together. So it's true for the signs. I don't often wish people a happy birthday when the reading falls in their month. I'm just not really drawn to. But here in your reading I am. And I'm wondering if that's signifying, you know, as we get older, we get wiser. We learn to appreciate ourselves more. We learn about who we are more. And I'm really feeling that in this reading, Cancer. It's almost like you're coming into your own. That's interesting energy, isn't it? Coming into your own. And it's almost like a sense that everything is aligned. You know, I'm seeing the cat as a little bit like the spiritual, you know, the occult, the mysterious. And I'm seeing, I mean, this is all the star signs that she's embodying here. But I'm seeing this, I mean, this is Aquarius, but I'm seeing this as you're understanding your emotions. You're understanding your mind. You know, look, she's holding on to a balance here. Everything's getting into balance. And I feel that, like, all the zodiac signs are depicted in this image. And you know, I'm not actually sure that I've noticed that before. I've not even noticed the symbols of all the zodiac signs at the bottom. But I feel like it's been shown to me now, because I feel you're embodying all aspects of yourself. You're taking into account all aspects of yourself. You know, you're looking after your mind just as much as you're looking after your body, just as much as you're looking after your soul. You're listening to your body just as much as you're listening to your soul, just as much as you're listening to your mind. So you're bringing everything together, and it brings you on this golden pathway. There is true alignment here. And I think that's what all this is. You've got the Chariot, which is the alignment. This is your card as well. But I'm really sensing here that there is a sense of being really in alignment with yourself. And that enables Spirit to bring things that are aligned with you into your life. And look at your other overall energy. Joyful new connections. I am worthy of love. I love me. And this can be romantic love. It can just be love of these new friends or soul tribe, or, you know, reconnecting or deepening the connection you have with family or friends or your partner, or it could be starting a new job and there's new colleagues that you just resonate better with. And I feel this card says joyful new connections, but I'm also feeling that it's a deepening of the connections that are already there. And trusting that the connections that are no longer aligned with you will just fall away. There's not a lot of energy here of leaving, of moving, of so I really think, Cancer, that the things that were not aligned with you have already exited. I feel that the reason you have got this reading this month is because there's space in your life. You've created space. You've allowed things to fall away, and now there's going to be new things that flow in. And I'm really feeling that July is going to be like that. It's going to be this flow. And if there is anything that you're still holding on to a little bit from the past, that'll flow out. That'll just be released. And that's going to go out with the outgoing tide, and then this is going to come in with the incoming tide, the incoming waves. And it's joyful, it's beautiful, it's centered, it's balanced, it's grounded. And I just got the word, it's surprising. You'll be surprised, maybe by how this comes around, how it happens, or maybe it's just that it's finally here, or that it's better than you could have expected, better than you could have hoped for. We have meaning. Living a life of meaning is done by creating significant acts that add value to your life and your community. As these acts ripple valuable energy out into the world, you leave an extraordinary legacy of influence and meaning. And you know, Cancer, this is what I think you've been doing, and some of you kind of almost without really realizing it. There's been this sense of allowing, like releasing what no longer works, really allowing that to flow away from you, creating this space for the new to flow to you. That's when we're living with purpose and meaning. And I love how it says, as these acts ripple valuable energy out into the world, you leave an extraordinary legacy of influence and meaning. And I feel not only does that ripple out, but enables things to come back to you. It's in this space, it's when we live a meaningful life, when we are in alignment, that the right people and the right situations, the right opportunities find us. And we're living with purpose and meaning. It means something. They're not just random acts because we feel like we should be doing something and we don't know what to do, therefore we just do anything because it's better than just being still. But these acts, these things that you're doing, they're mindful, they're meaningful. And you know, I love how this card, you know, stresses that it's not just significant for you, it's significant for your community. Now that can be those people around you, it can be your partner, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your boss, your neighbors, community, state, country, world, on any level. It doesn't really matter. But it has meaning. And you realize that. You see that. And I think you really feel, Cancer, that you're living a meaningful life. It doesn't matter what others think of it. It doesn't matter whether others think it's meaningful or not. It's not their life. That's not their judgment. But to you, it really is. And therefore, everything you do from that space also has meaning. You know, when energy is energy, when we do things with an open heart and from a place of being genuine and loving and compassionate, that's the energy that flows out. When we do things because we have to, or because, oh well, you know, I've got this job and I've just got to do it, that's the energy we're putting out. So that's the energy that's going to come back to us. If you half bake a cake, the cake that you're going to eat is half baked. And that's what you're no longer doing, Cancer. You're taking the time, allowing the time for the cake to cook fully so you have it at its most desirable, at its best. You're no longer rushing or forcing things because half-baked is better than nothing. I really feel you've let go of a lot of those energies that surround us, because we're human, Cancer, you know, we've got that human aspect. But I really feel that you've let go of energy of lack, of, well, I'm going to accept this because nothing better might come along. And that's a way that we don't love ourselves. That's a way that we're like, oh, well, oh, it's not what I want. It's like if you're looking at a house or a job, it's not what I want. It's not where I want it. It doesn't offer the money, or the rent's too high, or whatever it is. But, well, nothing else is better is going to come along. So, oh, well, I better just make do with it. You're no longer making do. Thank you, Spirit. You're no longer accepting the crumbs. You're giving Spirit. It's not that we give Spirit the space to allow for divine timing, but it's almost like you're happy to step back and take a chance, wait for something better, or maybe take a side step and say, well, look, I'm just gonna try this here, see how that goes, but I've still got my eye on the bigger picture. There's no more looking at your life or yourself through the lens of lack, through the lens of, oh, well, nothing better is going to come along. You know, that's almost like not being worthy of somebody or something better coming along. And you've got heaven. And the card says, when you discover what brings you bliss on a deep and sacred level, you learn what heaven feels like on earth. Use your heavenly compass to move through the world with ultimate happiness. Let this be the guide that shows you and everyone you meet the way to joy. Wow, Cancer. Wow. This is your month, my friends. When you discover what brings you bliss on a deep and sacred level, you learn what heaven feels like on earth. Use your heavenly compass to move through the world with ultimate happiness. Ultimate happiness. Let this be the guide that shows you and everyone you meet the way to joy. Do you know, Cancer, I think this journey is so meaningful, so amazing that people are going to take notice. Maybe those that have been with you through the struggles are going to see you shine now, and they're going to be like, wow, I don't even know how they made that happen. I don't know how they went from 0 to 100. Hey, not in seconds, in years, Cancer, in years. But you learn about you. You accepted things about yourself. You accepted things about your past. You accepted what you could change and what you couldn't change. There is a very deep level of acceptance here. And of not being guided by your fears anymore. Not being guided by, well, I said I was going to do this and now I've just got to do it. Or I promised this to somebody and then when I got additional information it doesn't work anymore, but, well, I've still got to do it. You're not sacrificing yourself for others. You're not sacrificing yourself for a cause that no longer has meaning for you. You're just not sacrificing yourself, period, Cancer. You're giving of yourself. And that's very, very different. And it comes from a very different place. But I think there's so much joy coming into your life. And that joy is going to permeate through your life to those that are in your life. Cancer, I feel drawn to say you're going to feel happy like you haven't in a very long time. You're going to feel so satisfied. It's almost like, look, you discover the meaning of heaven here on earth. And I think you're seeing yourself as a heavenly being. You're seeing yourself as worthy and wonderful and worth it. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading, Cancer, my goodness. And then we've got week 1 with the King of Wands, week 2 with the Chariot, week 3 with the Magician, and week 4 with the Emperor. Or this is how the energies are likely to play out. And we start the month with the King of Wands. And this is you really saying, this is what I want for myself now. And this might mean limiting your options so that you can do what you're deciding on well, instead of spreading yourself too thin and giving everything a small percentage of your attention and your time. You've got to limit your options so you can give like the choice or the 2 or 3 choices all of your attention and your heart. You won't be spreading yourself thin. You don't feel like you have to have a lot of baskets out there in order to maybe get an egg or 2. You know, it's like the saying, you put all your eggs in the one basket. That is a quote of lack. That is a quote of saying, that is a quote of fear. You know, when you put all your eggs into one basket, that means you've got one chance. What if it doesn't work? But you know what? When you've put all your eggs in the one basket, you're giving it your 100%. If you've got 10 baskets out there, hey, each basket is getting hardly any attention at all. And therefore, will you end up with an egg in any of them? And then you're spreading yourself so thin that you can't do them justice. You can't, you know, it wears you down. It uses a lot of energy. You're not scattered, Cancer. You're really solid here. And this King of Wands, I'm feeling real dedication. It's focused on the wand, its purpose, its calling, its passion. And it's looking at it squarely. I know what I've got to do. I'm going to be of service. I'm going to give back. I've received so much and now I'm giving back. That's how you're going to feel, Cancer. You're going to feel that suddenly all your ducks have come in. And it's like, oh, now I can give. Now, oh my gosh, I'm from this place. And you know what? Excuse me, Cancer. It doesn't even need to be anything huge. It can just be suddenly. You can say a genuine hello to the strangers that you meet. Or you can listen to your family or your friends, being present, really listening to them. How you are of service, Spirit says it doesn't even matter, Cancer. Because more often than not, we never get to see how we were of service to a lot of people that we've touched. Sometimes we think we were mean to somebody, and that actually is exactly what they needed to hear in order to set them on their correct path, or whatever it is. And I'm not saying that Spirit's saying that sometimes we just have to be mean. It's when we're genuine and things happen genuinely without us having a dig or wanting to get back at somebody or something like that. When it's done genuinely, there's often a reason behind it that we're not privy to. It's kind of almost like none of our business. Just as like sometimes some stranger can turn our day around, they'll never know that. But that doesn't matter. And this is you sitting confidently in your, I was going to say power, but Spirit said wait for the Emperor. Here it's sitting confidently in your convictions, confident in your calling, confident in your direction. And this confidence that you have, this seeing yourself as you truly are, you're so aligned, Cancer. You know, suddenly it's not just your emotions making the call, or your mind, or your tired body, or, you know, it's not, your soul's suddenly not the last one to get a look in. Your heart is not the one that gets pushed aside. You know, every aspect of yourself is playing a part in this forward movement. This Chariot, I'm just seeing it as you're aligned with your calling. You're aligned with yourself, your authentic self. You're aligned with Spirit. You're aligned with all those synchronicities that are out there that are just for you. I just feel in your reading this is complete alignment with what is. And that comes from a level of real acceptance, Cancer. You really accept where you are right now. You really accept who you are right now. You really accept your circumstances right now. You really accept this calling that is pulling you forward, even though you might not 100% understand it just yet. There is this sense of real acceptance and real embodiment of who you are right now, not of who you were. You're not looking at that person anymore. You're not interested in that person anymore. You bless that person and send it love, because that old you got you to where you are now. But you no longer judge it. And that puts you in this energy of the Magician. And this is you working with Spirit, because this is a major arcana. So you've got the three major arcana. It's how Spirit participates in the co-creation of life with us, the part that Spirit plays. You've seen, this is minor arcana, this is what you do. You've seen your calling. You know what that is. You're moving towards it. You're aligned with it. And now Spirit's aligning things with you. Spirit's aligned with you. Spirit is always aligned with us, but sometimes we don't notice it. We don't tap into it. Spirit's helping you co-create, Cancer, the future that is yours. There's magic this month for you, Cancer. And then Spirit, with the Emperor, is bringing you to a place of empowerment. No longer are you feeling vulnerable. I just got the word messed up. Lacking. Not enough. There's this confidence, Cancer, that's coming your way that is amazing. And this confidence is fueled by your acceptance of what is. This confidence is fueled by knowing what you can do and can't do. What you're willing to do and no longer willing to do. This reading is magnificent, Cancer. I don't think you've had such a good reading all year. This is magnificent. All you need to do is trust, believe in yourself. Don't scatter yourself. Focus. This forward movement is really direct and very, very guided. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light and blessings, Cancer. Have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.